Oh, I'm in pain, guys. I'm in pain. Tony Ferguson versus Charles Oliveira. When I tell you I am in pain, I know that you share that with me. There is something very exciting. When one star goes out, another begins to shine. But when one star goes out, there's a loss. And we all feel it. And Tony Ferguson is meaningful. He's tough as hell, which he proved, easily proved. Toughest guy on that whole card, quite frankly. What a toughest guy in the sport. But his days of championship opportunities are dimming, right? 36 years old. Cleaned house. Brought in all new coaches. All new corner. All new training. And now you have a question of, is that a good idea or is that a bad idea? And you know what, guys? That is not necessarily result-based. It's not. That's how it will be judged. That's how the story will be told. But it's not necessarily true. Perhaps that Tony that you saw lose 15 minutes of a 15-minute fight would have been stopped had he not done those things. Perhaps. I'm attempting to prove for you this is not a time to second guess Tony and what he did. This is a time to appreciate your great memories with Tony. This is a time, more importantly, to show Tony respect for giving the next generation an opportunity. The same thing that the old generation gave to Tony, and the same thing that so many guys that when they get up the loft where Tony sits, they pull the damn ladder up behind him. There is nothing more important than what is best for the sport. And athletes will always do what is best for them. And when I say always, that is a 95+% true statement. It wasn't true with Tony. Tony did what is best for the sport. The sport, the organization, the fans, and business on Saturday night needed a boost. And to get that boost, Tony Ferguson needed to take a big risk and give an opportunity to a young man who everybody else was taking opportunities from. Tony did just that. Tony Ferguson is a hero, is what he is. Tony Ferguson should be Charles Oliveira's hero as of this moment. And then you look at the performance. Look, positionally, Tony got dominated. I don't know if I could say anything else. I don't know that I can tell you Tony got beat up, Tony got mauled, Tony got tired, Tony quit, Tony got outclassed. I don't think any of those statements are true. Positionally, Tony got dominated. He got mauled. Oliveira told us before this fight, I can match him in the jiu-jitsu, and I can beat him in the wrestling. And most of us said, Charles, let me stop you right there. In a best-case scenario, that statement is 50% true. But a Brazilian wrestler versus a national champion from America has been tested many times. And the story ends the same way with the American. Charles had it right. Charles knew how to cut that cage off. He knew how to distract Tony before coming underneath. He knew how to get control of those hips and get his hands locked in the correct spot, not down on the knees, not on the thighs, right underneath the butt, not on the butt, right. I mean, it was perfect. These were perfect double legs. Picked him up, turned him around, put him down, went to work from there. Got to full mount, started looking for submissions. I mean, Oliveira, whoa. It was incredible. And I will tell you this because it all ties into Khabib, right? No, I am not on the bandwagon of, oh, good thing Khabib left. Oliveira would beat him up. But that's out there. That's out there. I'm not there, but that's out there. I think one thing that we did learn, okay, when you look at 155, toughest division in the sport, toughest division it's ever been. That has always been the toughest division in the sport. It's the toughest it's ever been. When you have Poirier, when you have Conor, when you have Gaethje, when you have Chandler, when you have Oliveira, and none of them are the champion, when you have Paul Felder, who I'm mentioning almost last, Dan Hooker, who I've yet to mention, RDA, who's almost slipped my mind. I mean, do you see the problem? You see the problem of how damn hard that division is? But one thing is it does tie into Khabib, guys. Anytime we see greatness and greatness leaves, we immediately go to a sad place of that's not going to be matched or redone, possibly ever, but at least for a generation. We will do this after each Olympic cycle. You'll have an Olympic gold medalist who then retires and well, Somebody's really good. It's going to be a lot easier to win the Olympics now because that person's gone. They were just so great. We see it all the time, but it's yet to be true. Not once. You have Khabib go away, and all of a sudden you get introduced to Charles Oliveira. Charles has been here the whole time, but we didn't know how good he was. We just didn't know. I can remember when Jordan left. Basketball will never be the same. And then Shaquille O'Neal took to the court. And when Shaquille O'Neal left, basketball will never be the same. And, well, wait a minute. There's a guy over there named LeBron James. This is the way it goes. This is the real story. This is the real history. I'm not there yet. I'm not saying Charles Oliveira has replaced Khabib, but I am saying when we thought that nobody could be as dominant in a specific position as Khabib, nobody could have this kind of endurance, nobody could maul somebody the way that Khabib can, and then 1 week later, Charles Oliveira steps in and you go, wait, you've been here the whole time? What? Who else is here? Who else is on the roster that either hasn't gotten their due or we haven't caught up to or hasn't been given a co-main event spot on an ESPN pay-per-view opposite Tony Ferg for that big shining moment? Who else? And they're out there. They are out there. Where does Oliveira go from here? I think Oliveira is going to be on a little bit of a vacation is what I think. Don't forget, he went into this fight number 5. He just took out number 3. Very first thing we have to see happen is what is the final answer on Khabib? Khabib has said he is done. He has never misled us before. He's also in a trying time of life and he made a statement at a very emotional time. And another guy who's never been wrong yet is Dana White said, yeah, I'm going to give him a minute to think on this. Out of respect as nothing else. I heard what he said. I'm not forcing him to fight. I'm not even offering him a fight. I'm just going to give him a minute to think on this. Okay, great. But eventually we have to get to the bottom of what happens with Khabib because until we get to the bottom of that, we don't totally know what's riding on Conor versus Poirier. There is a rumor out there that I believe to be true just because of the pieces left on the board that Gaethje and Chandler are going to go do business. So now what in the hell do you do with Oliveira? Those fights are imminent. Those fights are right around the corner. Those fights are as quickly as a month away. I'm not saying that we're not going to know the answer on Charles. I'm saying we're not going to know at the matchmaker meeting between Sean, Mick, and Dana on Tuesday of this week. That's what I'm saying. And I think that that's a very unique spot, but also a good spot for Charles. Great job. You've made it. Enjoy the holidays. Have a little extra turkey. Probably not going to have to get on a scale soon. But keep a real close eye on your division. Between Gaethje, Chandler, Conor, and Poirier. Strong chance you're up next with one of them. Strong chance. But not a guarantee, guys. Even in a court of law, the defense gets to go last because whoever is seen last has the greater advantage and you want to give the advantage to the guy being accused. I bring that to you because as great as Oliveira did and as drunk on his excitement as we are about what we just witnessed as it pertains to this division, we will forget. And when Conor goes out there against Poirier and sucks all the air out of the room, regardless of how that match goes, that's what they're going to be talking about. And then ultimately, Chandler and Gaethje get to go last. They have a major advantage getting to go last. I'm only bringing that to you now because we're discussing where does Oliveira go from here. If I had my druthers, just Chael's choice, I put him in there with Chandler. I give Gaethje a little bit more rest, say, hey, look, you had 2 title opportunities this year. You won one, you missed one, but you had the opportunity. We're looking for eliminators. Gaethje, I'm going to move you over here. I'm going to bring in some fresh blood. That's what I would like to see. I'm not going to get my way. Chael's opinion. Like to hear what yours is.